Hello and welcome to this video tutorial. Today we're going to create a half circle chart like this one in Microsoft Excel. Now there are a lot of steps involved in doing this, but it is fairly straightforward once you know how. One of the things to be aware of is that this chart is not dynamic, so if you need to make changes to it, then you will need to make changes to the size of the semicircles manually. Now we're going to start in Microsoft PowerPoint because Excel does not create half circles. So I've got a brand new presentation open here in PowerPoint. I'm going to set the layout to blank. I'm going to choose Insert and then Shapes and go to my basic shapes, a circle. Hold the Shift key down, draw out a circular shape. We're going to turn off the outline on this. We're going to go back and insert a rectangle this time from the rectangles area. Just drag it out. Again, go back and this time choose a different color for it. Make sure it has no outline. So now we're going to size these. So with the shape format tab selected, which will only be available if you have a shape selected, we're going to adjust the height on this. So we're going to make the height on this 2.5. And then we're going to the circle underneath and we're going to make its height 5. In other words, the rectangle is half the size of the circle. Going to select both these shapes, go to Shape Format and Align, and we're going to align them to the top. Now we need this again, so I'm going to right click and choose Duplicate Slide, and we're going to the second slide, and in this case we're going to select both shapes. Click on one, shift click on the other, back to shape format, back to align, and this one's going to be align bottom. So let's go to the first one here. We're going to select over both our shapes in the shape format tab, come across here to merge shapes and go to intersect. We want this shape here. I'm going to go to the second slide, do exactly the same thing, and we're going to shape format, merge shape, intersect, and this gives us the bottom one. Now we can't just take the top one and rotate it. It would seem like you could, but ultimately if we want to put text in these semicircles, the text would be upside down. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it into this slide. I don't need this slide any longer, so I can delete it. These are my two semicircle shapes, and if I type text into these, that will go up the right way. So with these shapes selected, I'm just going to copy them and open up our Excel file and just paste them into place. Now inside Excel you want to watch out if you want to resize these because things can go perilously wrong really quickly. So I'm going to select on this shape, go up to shape format. If I start changing the height and width here, the aspect ratio is not locked, and so they're going to lose their proportions really quickly. So what I'm going to do is click the flyout menu and lock the aspect ratio before I start messing around here. Just going to set the width for now to 4 centimeters. I just want these to be small and tucked away. So let's just do that. And now I can just tuck my chart pieces away for later. The data that we're going to plot is for advertising. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a spent chart. So this is going to be digital advertising spend, and this is going to be the traditional advertising spend. And I'm going to have another chart here for the planned digital advertising and then the planned traditional advertising. I'm not going to duplicate these shapes right now. I've got other things to worry about. So what we need to worry about at this point is how we're going to actually scale this data. So what we've got to do is to find out a diameter here of this semicircle that is going to represent a spend of this amount of money, and then the diameter for this one so that the areas of each of these semicircles is going to represent this value here. And this is the formula we're going to use. Now we're going to get the radius out of this using this formula, which is of course half of this value here. But since we're going to scale everything anyway, it doesn't matter. We're just going to use the radius for the diameter because it's not going to affect the final result. So just be aware of that. But we need to calculate this radius value. So I'm going to choose to start off with the spent radius. So what I want is this value. If I want a half circle that represents 1.2 million, how big does this have to be here? So I'm just going to type in this formula, equals square root, open bracket, and open bracket again because I want to multiply twice times this value here. close the bracket, then a division sign, and then we're going to type pi because that's this part of the formula here. Pi is pi with an open and a closed bracket after it. I need one more closed bracket to finish this off and press enter. And I can just copy this. So I can copy it down and copy it across. So this is my planned radii. So if I do a semicircle with a radius of 8.74 or a diameter, it doesn't matter, then I'm going to be representing this spend amount. And provided I make this value the diameter for every single one of my semicircles, I'm going to end up with semicircles that are in the correct proportion. But it's not going to translate really well because I don't have a value here that is 874. Even if I divide by 100, I would be tied into values that are very concrete. So what I want to do is to actually use a scaling factor. So this is how we're going to do it. I'm going to calculate a scaling factor here. So I'm going to type in here scaled spend, and I'm going to scale also the planned. And I'm going to look at these numbers here, and this is the largest of the numbers. So if I say that I want the biggest piece of my charts to have a diameter, for example, of 10, I'm just going to type 10 in here. And then I'm going to work out what the scale would be for all the other pieces. So we're going to have a look at this piece now. So I'm going to type the equal sign, and I'm going to take 10 and divide it by this value here, and then I'm going to multiply it by the spent radii here, and this is going to give me 8.2. So if the diameter for this value here is 10, then the comparative diameter for this value here should be 8.2. So now let's go to this value here. We're going to type the equal sign. We're going to take 10 and we're going to divide it by this value here, and then we're going to multiply it by the target value that we're looking at. In other words, how big does the diameter have to be for this planned spend if the value for this one is 10? So let's just click in there and press enter. So it would need to be 6.5. And let's go and do this last one. So we're going to take the 10, we're going to divide it by the value it represents, and then multiply it by the value that we're interested in, which is this spent radius here. I'm just going to press enter. So what this means is that comparatively, if we use these for the radius values, we're going to get areas of this chart that are going to be directly in proportion. So the area of a half circle with a diameter of 10 is going to represent this value. If it's sitting beside a half circle with a diameter of 6.5, which will then represent this value. Let me just delete those. Now the benefit of using this scale is that if I go to this shape here, because this is going to be the planned chart. So let's just go and move this out of the way for now. So I'm going to take this semicircle, I'm going to make it the right size. So I'm going to shape format, I'm going to open up my panel, make sure that's locked aspect ratio. Its width, because that's going to be the diameter of the circle, or the semicircle here, needs to be 10. And if I look at that and go, okay, that's a bit big. I really don't want it to be 10. Let's see what it looks like at, for example, 7. Well, 7 is better. So what I'm going to do is come in here and just make this 7, and all these other values are going to recalculate. So now we know exactly how big these diameters have to be to have everything in scale. And this one has to be 4.5 centimeters. So now we have the two pieces of our chart that are in the correct proportions. This half circle represents 1.8 million. This half circle, the area of it, represents 750,000. So let's go and make these two the correct size. Again, check that the aspect ratios are locked. This one needs to be 5.7. And this one here needs to be 4.0, which is what it is. So now we can come in and change the colors of the pieces of our chart. So I'm going to use the orange color here, and I'm going to choose a blue color for this because these are actual spends. So for this piece, I'm going to choose a slightly lighter version of the color, and for this one, I'm going to use a lighter color as well. Now, an alternative to using lighter values would be to actually use the exact same values, but for these use a pattern fill. So for example, you've got the same colors, but you've got a pattern fill rather than just a solid fill. So that's another possibility. To line these up, I'm going to select the pairs of shapes. I'm going to shape format, I'm going to align, and I'm going to use align center because I want the top and the bottom to be aligned to each other. I'm going to do the same over here. Now we can of course finish off by turning off grid lines for the worksheet, or we could insert a rectangle behind everything. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to choose a rounded rectangle. Just going to draw it here. I'm going to move it behind everything, so I'm going to send it to the back, and I'm just going to give it a border, for example. Actually, let's choose one of the borders from the chart itself. And we can add our data now by just clicking on these shapes, right click and choose edit text. And so this would be digital advertising. And this here is going to be traditional advertising. If we want to add additional labels, we can do so. So I'm going to select on this shape and then go to Insert and Text Box. I'm going to add a text box for spent. For this text box, I'm going to make sure that the outline has been removed. I can then Control drag a duplicate of it into position and just change the text. Now, as I said, if the data were to change or update, then you would need to change the diameters of these shapes. But as soon as you change one of these values, then these radii are going to change, and so is the scaled value. So it's going to be very easy. Just come into this shape and make your change. So let's change this to 700,000. You can see this value has changed, and so has this one. Now it needs to be 4.4. So we'll just go to Shape Format, open up our panel to make sure the aspect ratio is locked. We're going to make it 4.4 because that's its new value, but we will need to make sure that we are aligning these. And that's done. As I said in the beginning, be aware that this chart is not dynamic. There are quite a few steps to putting it together, but I think it's a really interesting little exercise, and it does show off some interesting Excel skills. And for a chart that you want to put into a report or something, it's an interesting and somewhat different approach to plotting data like this. If you like carefully researched content like this, clearly presented in a step-by-step format so that you can get great results every time, then you'll love my other YouTube videos. So give this video a thumbs up and click to subscribe to the channel. And on the screen now, you'll see a video that I've handpicked for you to watch next.